Let me show you something real quick. If your tax rate is 30%, then your $1 million IRA is really only worth $700,000. Because with a pre-tax account, you don't just have your money in there, you have a silent partner. His name is Uncle Sam. The whole point of Roth conversions is to minimize Uncle Sam's share of your portfolio. Today I'm going to be breaking down a case from Reddit. We have a 58-year-old male who's going to be retiring at 60 years old, and he's trying to get as much out of his pre-tax accounts and into Roth accounts as he can before time runs out, as he phrases it. I'll show you what he's doing right, what he could improve, and really how to think about your net worth in terms of after-tax dollars rather than just the number that you see on your account statement. Hey, I'm Zach Lundak. I do hourly financial planning for millionaires who don't want to pay assets under management fees forever. So let's get into it. So here's the situation. 58-year-old male plans to retire at 60, $1.4 million in pre-tax IRAs, plus another $450 in inherited IRAs. He mentions he has very little in Roth. He's had high income for years. In his mind, he's late to start conversions because his feeling is even if he does $200,000 per year, he wants to start Social Security at 65. So he's not going to be able to convert his entire $1.4 million to Roth if the market appreciates over that time. So he's worried that he's behind. Here's where I think a lot of people go wrong. In the post, this person is talking about, well, if I've got more time in the Roth account, it's going to compound faster and actually going to be a greater benefit to have that tax-free growth in later on in the time period. But the only thing that matters is the effective tax rate at which you convert. So this idea of extra time to compound, it really doesn't mean much in the context of this question. There's a separate issue that has to deal with where you pay the taxes from. If you pay the taxes from cash in your bank account, you're getting more money into the Roth account that wouldn't have been in there otherwise. And that can have a great benefit. So if you can do that, and if you have extra cash, that's a fantastic opportunity. But it's separate from this issue of talking about Roth conversions. There, we're really going to focus on just the tax rate now versus later. Charlie Munger always says invert, always invert. So let's take a look at his situation today. What's the worst thing he could do? I.e., what's the best way to increase Uncle Sam's share? You could argue that a 100% conversion today of the $1.4 million IRA into Roth, that could be a great way to pay a huge tax bill. And you'd be right. I mean, the top tax rate today is closer to 40% than anything. Now, just given the legislation that's working its way through Congress right now, likely going to stay that way for a while, but you're going to have a big chunk of your $1.4 million taken away in taxes. You're going to have to write a check. But the caveat is if you think tax rates are going to go up past 37%, then it could still make sense. Will that happen? Your guess is as good as mine. What he's talking about in the post and considering doing is taking a chunk every year and converting it. The one thing to look out for there is when you're 2 years away from filing for Medicare, there's going to be a look back period. So whatever income you show on your return that year when you're 63, for most people, is going to impact how much you pay for Medicare premiums. That can have a substantial difference. So make sure you look at this because even if you're over that limit by $1, you're going to pay a lot more for healthcare. And that's not what anyone's trying to do. Just look at that. Don't trip over that by accident. It's not fun. Situation where you're filing for Medicare and you're over that tax cliff. Check out SSA Form 44. I've linked it in the description below. It's not guaranteed for everyone, but for some people in certain situations, you can get that look back period adjusted. So check that out if you're in that situation. Here's what I tell this person that posted and really to anyone in their late 50s. So understand your real net worth after taxes. Get a better understanding of the tax rates that you're paying now versus what you think they'll be in retirement and in future periods. Consider how much cash you have in your bank account and if it would be wise to use that to pay the taxes on the conversion. That can be a very powerful way to supercharge your Roth accounts and really get a lot of tax-free growth going. And finally, don't convert just because you can. Make sure you have a strategic reason in mind that helps you meet your financial goals. So let me know in the comments if you've done Roth conversions or what your opinion on them is. Be happy to chat with you in the comments, and we'll see you later, guys. Bye.